We're now under proposition motion. Recognize Senator Diane Rosenbaum.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that final consideration of HCR 204 be made a special order of business immediately.
Senator Diane Rosenbaum has moved that the consideration of HCR 204 be made a special order of business immediately. To your motion, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, we're very honored to have with us today former Olympian Bill Johnson, who's sitting with Senator Monnes Anderson, and this will allow us to take up the resolution honoring him immediately. I recommend your aye vote.
Discussion? Question is on making HCR 204 a special order of business immediately. All those in favor will please say aye. Aye. And those opposed, no. This motion is carried. We will now proceed to special order of business. Would the clerk please read the resolution?
House Concurrent Resolution 204, honoring William Bill Johnson for being the first American male to win a gold medal at the Olympic Games in an Alpine event.
Recognize Senator Monnes Anderson.
Thank you, Mr. President. It is my honor to introduce HCR 204 and to introduce to the Oregon Senate an Oregon hero and pioneer, Mr. William Dean Bill Johnson. As many of you senators know, Mr. Johnson is a former World Cup alpine ski racer and the first American male to win an Olympic gold medal in alpine skiing, winning the downhill at the 1984 Olympics in Sarajevo, Yugoslavia. He was the first racer of either gender from outside the Alps region to win an Olympic gold medal in downhill skiing. Most of us will never come remotely close to accomplishing what an Olympic gold winner has accomplished. And I would like to share some of the characteristics of Olympic athletes that set them apart from everyone else. Think of Bill Johnson when you hear them. Number one, winning isn't everything, but wanting to win is. Olympians have a whatever it takes attitude. They've made the decision to pay any price and bear any burden in the name of victory. Olympic athletes are learning machines. They spend hours practicing, studying their competitors, watching videos of their performances, and session after session with their coaches and mentors. If the average person like us would adopt just a fraction of their work ethic, the results would achieve that we would achieve would be endless. Olympic champions know very good is bad. For the average person to be classified as very good is something to be proud of. For the great ones, it's an insult. Olympians compartmentalize their emotions. In other words, they have the ability to put aside anything else going on at that very moment and focus only on the task in front of them. And finally, Olympians think big. Ask most people what they're thinking at any given time, and you might be surprised to learn how many think about just getting by. That's called selling yourself short. Olympians are fearless and focused on manifesting their ultimate dream of bringing home the gold. This is Bill Johnson when going for the gold. Mr. Johnson was 9 when he moved to Brightwood, Oregon, near Mount Hood, and later attended Sandy High School. He was a troubled youth who began competitive skiing on Mount Hood as a means of harnessing his energy. After a run-in with the law at age 17, he was given the choice between 6 months in jail or attending the Mission Ridge Ski Academy in Central Washington. And you know which decision he made. He chose to go to the ski academy, and what a great decision for him as well as for the United States. He had a great talent. This talent in the downhill event eventually landed him a spot on the U.S. ski team, and he made his World Cup debut in 1983. In 1984, at age 23, Johnson challenged the long-established European domination of downhill ski racing. Americans, until Bill, could never surpass or beat any of those Europeans. His unexpected victory on January 15th in Switzerland was the first for an American male in the World Cup downhill competition. I remember being ecstatic when reading that an American was challenging the European skiers. A month later, at the 1984 Winter Olympics in Yugoslavia, now Bosnia, he boldly and brashly predicted his Olympic victory. And this really irked his European competitors. His gold medal, which he is wearing today, and he won't even let his mother wash the ribbon that holds that gold medal, he is wearing that today. And his gold medal was edged out. He had edged out the silver medalist from Switzerland by 0.27 of a second. And what a victory, what excitement, and what an accomplishment. After 2 more World Cup downhill victories in Aspen and Whistler in March of '84, Bill Johnson was at the top of his sport. With 4 downhill wins in just 2 months, he was an Olympian champion. His Olympic career was the subject of a 1985 TV movie called Going for the Gold, The Bill Johnson Story. Then he had some injuries, but he still mounted an improbable combat bid for the 2002 Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City. But the comeback ended abruptly on March 22, 2001, when Johnson crashed horribly during a training run prior to the downhill race of the 2001 U.S. Alpine Championships held at Big Mountain in Montana. Today, the Senate of the state of Oregon rises to honor you, Bill, one of our own, with HCR 204. Bill, you are an Olympian, you are a gold medal winner, and an Oregonian. You have achieved something that very few of us would, well, none of us probably in this room would ever do. He has a gold medal. He was a pioneer in U.S. alpine skiing, and we are so honored to have you here, an Oregonian who has achieved this incredible feat. We are so honored, and Bill, thank you for what you have represented for the United States. And colleagues, I do urge an aye vote on HCR 204.
We're now under discussion. I recognize Senator Bill Hansel.
Bill, I remember 30 years ago being very proud of your accomplishments and being a fellow Oregonian, being the first United States gold medalist in an Alpine event, how proud I was. And I'm equally proud today to be a part of this celebration and this remembrance of your accomplishments, and thank you for coming.
Further discussion? Senator Monnes Anderson, do you wish to close?
One thing, I think that we need to also honor his mother, Phoebe Johnson, standing right here.
Question now arises upon third reading and the final passage of HCR 204. Those opinion that the resolution shall pass will say aye. Those opposed, no. Clerk, please call the roll.
Close. Dembro. Devlin. Edwards. Ferrioli. George. Girard. Hansel. Hass. Johnson. Knope. Cruz. Monnes Anderson. Monroe. Olson. Brzezinski. Roblin. Rosenbaum. Shields. Starr. Steiner Hayward. Thompson. Whitsitt. Winters. Versuger. Bates. Byer. Boquist. Burdick. Burdick. President Courtney.
He's a yes.
Excused. Burdick. 29 aye votes.
Where's verdict? Where's verdict? HCR 204 having received a constitutional majority is declared passed. So you're Bill Johnson. You know, you're probably going to give me the only good feeling I have today by your being here. So I'm very grateful for that. But I've been watching you for years at a distance. Sandy, Oregon, Mount Hood. You know, I wouldn't get near a pair of skis and do what you did. 70, 80, 90 miles an hour, coming down the side of a mountain, totally out of control and in control, totally at the whim of Mother Nature, your own weaknesses and strengths. Well over a mile, and you win this gold medal. And I must say, the word brash does apply to you. I remember how you accepted that medal. And I've always rooted for you. I've never laid eyes on you until today. And I'm sorry, Bill, life has gotten difficult. I mean it. But you did do something on one day that is so remarkable that it will forever be in the hearts of all Oregonians. And I never thought I'd actually be in your physical presence. I watched a program on you the other night, and it made me sad. You probably know the program. And I just hope that as you struggle with life, that something happened here today that can make Bill Johnson, you know, feel like he did that day on that mountain when you made all of America proud. It is a real honor and privilege to finally lay eyes on you. And again, thanks for making me feel good on today. I appreciate it very much.